Ster-Kinekor recently added an exciting chapter to local cinema history with the reveal of the biggest cinema advert the company has ever produced. Now, the advert has two parts. The first presents television viewers with a gripping scenario, the ending which leaves you with a bit of a cliffhanger and can only be seen at the big screen at Ster-Kinekor theatres. Here to tell us more is marketing executive for Ster-Kinekor, Doug Place, and creative director for Fox P2, Justin Gomes. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Espresso.
Good morning, lovely to be here.
Well, it's so exciting for anyone who's seen the advert. We've all been left with a cliffhanger, and I'm sure you're going to be explaining to us more of what's happening. But why has Ster-Kinekor decided to launch this very interesting concept?
I think it's a really interesting time to be part of the movie business. What's really interesting about the consumer today is that people are seeing more films than ever before. What's different with 2012 to, say, 2002 or even 1992 is that consumers are seeing more films in different ways than ever before. Yeah. You have far more ways in which you can see a particular title. And what we wanted to do was to come up with as big and bold a statement as possible to say that if you're going to see a film, make sure you see it A, first, and B, in the best way possible. Yes. And we really wanted to recreate a scenario whereby the majesty and the unparalleled scale of that cinema experience, which is just not replicable at home or in any kind of environment, is really brought to life. So that was the challenge, was how do we actually tell people about the best way to see a film? How do you have this idea of great movie moments are always at their greatest inside the cinema environment?
Wonderful stuff. So Justin, what was the brief that you received?
Well, it's great that Doug spoke about all these things, the majesty and the scale and everything, except he told us to communicate in a TV ad.
Yes.
So that was the real challenge, because obviously you can't communicate and show all this visual, spectacle at its greatest in a TV ad. And that was actually the solution actually lay in the brief itself. And we decided to create the scenario where we build up the tension and get viewers engrossed in this TV ad, but then we deny them the ending, saying something should only be experienced on the big screen, and this is the only place you can actually experience the ending in its full majesty, as Doug referenced.
Now, what has the response been like for people that have seen the advert on TV and naturally now have to go to the cinema to see the big finale, the ending? It's
been really interesting. We, almost as part of the design, people get a little bit of a sense of, oh, I really wish I could see how this crazy situation unfolds. We've seen a tremendous uptake, particularly in our attendance figures, which we've seen at our circuit throughout September, October, as the commercial's been running, and as more and more holiday makers make their way to the cinema to see films over the December, January holiday period. We anticipate the response to be sustained. So it's been really interesting. It's been a world first and a rather sort of audacious plan, and certainly one which all credit to Fox P2 for dreaming up and us having the ability to execute as well as we have.
Cool. Justin, what was the scope of this advert in terms of the production and the scale and all of those things?
Well, that was another big challenge. We presented the idea, and this thing just needed scale, and we needed to assign the job to a director who could pull it off. And we used Dean Bloomberg of Buffont, and he ran a real military-type operation. I mean, he was a super trooper. He just absolutely got everything perfectly on the day. And to Doug's points earlier, it's great to hear the reaction of the people who had seen it. Some people are saying, can't you do it in 3D? We'd love to see it in 3D as well. So Dean did a brilliant job in executing it, because it needed to feel that big. It needed to feel like a big action movie. So choosing the director was vital.
And that's exactly what we wanted to deliver to audiences.
Wonderful. And now you have a brand new tagline.
Correct. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So great moments at their greatest refers to two things, really. One of the things which you've already spoken about is all the great moments of the movies are at their greatest within the context of the cinema environment. So when Peter Jackson, for example, has made The Hobbit, he didn't make this film, which is coming to our screens in December, to be seen on an iPad, to be seen on a DVD release. He made it to be seen in the best way possible, which is on the cinema screen. The second component to that idea is that there are great moments in life which happen at the movies. They are things beyond just what the film is, which are really memorable to people. We had a really interesting study. We asked a variety of people, can you tell us your first cinema experience? And 9 in 10 people could. They could tell us what the film was, what the occasion was, who they were with. And if you ask those same people what your first DVD experience or what your first Blu-ray experience was, fewer than 1 in 10 people could answer that. So there's something special about going to movies. It's a sense of occasion. It's a really affordable, entertainment option when you're heading out of home. And so it's been really exciting to say the great moments of the films are at their greatest, but also some of life's great moments are at their greatest because of just the magic and specialness of the cinema.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being with us here. Of course, very exciting times ahead. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank Thanks for having us on your small screen.
Thank you. Well, if you've seen the television advert but still don't know how it ends, you know exactly what to do. Go and visit your local Ster-Kinekor theatre. Of course, it's always better on the big screen.